All aboard the Thinking Capsule.
The Thinking Podcast.
Here's our topical storm.
I'm Caden, and here's your forecast.
I'm Stan. I'll be talking about the Iran-Contra affair.
I'm Eli, and I'll be talking about Dick Tracy and his influence on fashion, exercise culture, and technological innovations in pop culture today.
I'm Gus. I'll be presenting about scary things.
And I'm Caden, and I'll be talking about catan strategies and how to make friends.
Okay.
This is the podcast with Gus, Stan, and Eli, and special guests. Thinking Capsule, Thinking Podcast, Thinking Capsule, Thinking Podcast.
The only rule is that you don't ask what's real. Thinking Capsule, Thinking Podcast, Thinking Capsule, Thinking Podcast.
Rock over London!
Rock over Chicago!
Wonderful.
All right, should we start with you, Stan?
Yeah, and for
And
those who are
it's-
watching and listening, I'm probably gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Just for
Stan's
those who are
really
listening.
nauseous.
For those listening.
For those listening at home,
Listening
I'm
and
really
watching.
nauseous, and we're gonna be talking to the Bombay Bramble for a second.
Mhm.
So I think we ought to start off with that. If I can get it open.
Yeah. And yours, what was your topic again?
The Iran-Contra affair.
Awesome.
If I can get this open. Oh,
Latin
there we go.
America 1 week, and then
Middle East.
Middle
Latin
East
America-
the next.
Latin
Yeah.
America's involved again.
Fuck yeah.
So, the Latin American... Nope. That was what I talked about last time. The Iran-Contra affair was in the 80s, and under the Reagan administration. It was... So the Contras were a revolutionary group in Nicaragua, and they were trying to overthrow the United States-sponsored government in Nicaragua in the 80s. And their whole thing is the Nicaragua had recently had a revolution where the Sandinistas, those were the communists. They overthrew the American-supported government. And then there was another group fighting against the newly formed Sandinista government called the Contras. And the United States wanted to fund the Contras because we didn't like the Sandinistas very much. We thought they were communists and threat to American interests in Latin America. So Reagan was funding the Contras to help fight the Sandinistas, but it was found out that the Contras were using a lot of U.S. government funding to peddle cocaine and other narcotics to the United States and committing various crimes within Nicaragua that didn't quite align with the United States' image that we wanted to have. And so the United States government the Congress passed the first Boland Amendment, which said that the United States cannot fund the Contras. And just pretty simple, you're not allowed to fund the Contras anymore. So then Reagan decided to kind of do that in a different way and said that maybe we can't fund said the president cannot use Congress allocated money to fund the Contras. And so then...
So who's in charge in Nicaragua right now then? The Contras aren't.
The Contras
They're
aren't.
Rebelling?
Yeah, against the Sandinistas.
Sandinistas. Okay,
Sandinistas are the communist
They're the ones
government.
that are currently in charge, and
Yeah.
they just can't fund this rebellion group. Okay.
And since there was go ahead.
Is this known by the U.S. population at the time?
It's known that we're funding the Contras, and a lot of people at the time did not quite like it. They thought it was like they were doing a lot of bad things. People didn't like that they were peddling cocaine into the United States, especially since there was a big cocaine scandal and crack scandal within especially Florida and stuff. It was a big deal, big hassle. Americans weren't happy. Congress got pressured to stop this from happening, so they passed the first Boland Amendment. Said the president. You got a question?
So the Boland Amendment, does it specifically state it bars funding the Contras specifically, or just generally groups like that are against?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say about that is I have to drink this.
Very good.
Ramble on the bramble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Bramble's done.
It's Bramble.
There goes the Bramble.
You love it.
Was it
I
good?
love the Bramble.
Is it good? Yeah.
Tastes very good, sizzling berries and whatnot. What was your
Fantastic.
question?
So did the Boland Amendment specifically bar the funding to like the Contras as a
Yeah.
named group?
It was just the Contras. It was specifically the Contras due to their peddling of narcotics and their crimes. They were like known to like just like kind of kill whoever, even if they weren't a part of the Sandinistas, and they're just doing just not good things.
Sure.
And a lot of the American public didn't really want Reagan to be funding them. We didn't really want to be involved in it. And so then Congress passed the amendment saying that Reagan himself cannot use government allocated money to fund the Contras. And so then Reagan decided, he was like, well, if we can't use government allocated money that's meant for like the president, we can use money allocated to the CIA to fund them. So then, which was a loophole to the Boland Amendment. Eventually that leaked, and this is where like the real Iran, or this is where the affair really started, because he was found to be subverting the Boland Amendment. So then Congress passed the second Boland Amendment that said that no part of the United States government is allowed to fund the Contras. Point blank. No single part of the government can fund the Contras for the next like 20 some odd years. And so then,
Why did he want to fund them so bad?
because we didn't, it was specifically the Reagan administration was pretty hell-bent on, just like a lot of
Because they were
presidents.
fighting the commies.
For
Yeah,
the
they were
commies,
commies.
it was
It was
okay.
kind of like the general idea. I don't know a ton about the Sandinistas themselves,
Yeah.
but I know that that's the main reason. That's like the reasoning that Reagan gave for why we need to stop them was because they're communists and they are threatening American freedom.
I mean, that's like how 9/11 happened. Like,
Yeah,
we
it was
wanted
just
to fight the
hated
commies, so we
commies.
gave a bunch of money and
Yeah, to the-
weapons to the Mujahideen.
And they later became Al Qaeda.
A special thanks to the Mujahideen.
Special thanks, Rambo.
For all those listening, a special thanks
To the brave,
Mujahideen.
to the brave fighters of the Mujahideen. This episode's dedicated to them. And so the second Bull Amendment comes out. No part of the government can fund the Contras, and so then this general called Oliver North, who was like in cahoots with Reagan, very close with Reagan, decides he himself is going to set up this operation to where we're going to send weapons to Iran, and Iran's going to purchase those weapons. And then once that money, and instead of Iran sending that money to us, Iran will wire the money straight to the Contras. So then the United States technically never sent money to the Contras, but we were sending weapons to Iran in exchange of their money to the Contras, which violated a different law that Congress passed in the 70s saying that we cannot fund Iran after they overthrew the Shah back in
It's
the
so
day.
crazy how much Reagan cared about fighting the commies. that
Yeah,
he'd
it
be
was
willing to do
very
all
strange,
this.
and
But it's like, yeah, like
it was just
alright,
not good. It was very absurd.
Do you think there's any other like secondary reason besides just trying to fight against?
A lot of it was the
red
CIA
wave.
was involved in the narcotics trade. We found that out
Yeah.
many years later that like the
Yeah.
CIA wanted to peddle money or wanted to peddle narcotics to the United States. They were directly benefiting from the drug trade, and arguably they still do to this day.
But Reagan specifically, or anyone in the administration at the time, like, do you think they had any hidden agenda behind just trying to fight the red wave?
Oliver North definitely did. Like he was a big headshot in like the military industrial complex. He got money from manufacturing arms and
Yeah.
would get a cut of this money they were sending to Iran, or these weapons they were sending to Iran.
Contracts, yeah.
And it's
that's a
like
lot of-
these contracts all tied into all these people who had like investments in these military companies and stuff like that, and weapons manufacturers. Eventually, this came out, and Reagan goes on trial. Oliver North goes on trial, and the Congress holds a big hearing about this. And this was very close to Reagan getting impeached and being held. And Oliver North almost got charged with treason because it was seen as aiding a foreign enemy of the country, which would be Iran, and violating two federal laws at the same time: the first Boland Amendment and the second Boland Amendment at the same time. On trial, these were broadcasted publicly. Oliver North was acquitted, and Reagan said that he had no clue of this operation, that it was all Oliver North, that he didn't know for sure what was going on. This was just a scheme from below. And it was later found out that he may not have actually known because he had dementia. And we didn't know until he was not president anymore. And then he eventually, when he wasn't president, they were like, yeah, he had dementia during that time. So he may not have actually known. But he was known for saying, I don't recall, and I don't remember this. I don't know anything about this. And then we found out later on that Oliver North's secretary had shredded a bunch of documents related to the affair well before the trials even started, and a lot of the documentation that was happening got shredded as soon as the investigation started before Congress could even try and get their hands on it. And since there was a technically lack of evidence for what Oliver North did, he was later acquitted and is still a political pundit to this day. And he is in favor of invading Iran. He has, most recently, he spoke out about it.
Yeah.
So that's the Iran-Contra affair. Briefly, I think there's more to it, but it's a strange scandal.
Interesting, yeah.
Thank you.
I like that. Maybe we should do that for all the snaps
forwards.
on the snaps.
Interesting topic. Where did you find out about that?
Yeah.
I've known about it for a while. My dad talked about it a little bit because he was like, "Yeah, I remember like watching it on TV, like seeing the president on trial." As you said, it was very interesting. And I did a presentation on it in the same class where I talked about the Latin American debt crisis. I did a presentation talking about. I just got given a random topic, and it was United States funding of the Contras. Mm-hmm. I just did like a little bit of research.
Have you ever
it.
heard that one Killer Mike song, Reaganomics?
Yeah, I have.
He talks about that?
He talks a little bit about
There's
what
a-
does it say, good old Ollie North or something?
Yeah. Then American
funny.
Dad too. They have a little song and dance about it.
Oh, yeah. that-
It's like satirical, but it's real. They like hit the nail on the head. And I think it's just very interesting how like it was quite like even to this day it's quite obvious that like Oliver North did do this. Like he definitely did.
Yeah.
We know for sure that he
Profited,
did.
yeah.
But there wasn't any like tangible legal proof that he did.
So, sorry, I might have zoned out in this part. We gave money to Iran.
We gave weapons to Iran.
We gave weapons to Iran, and then they gave
They gave money to the Contras.
Contras.
So we were selling arms to Iran. But instead of Iran sending us the money, we just told them to send it to the Contras. So then we weren't actually sending anything to the Contras. And it's just really bizarre that we were hell-bent. Bless you.
Thanks.
It was just bizarre that we were hell-bent on trying to fund the Contras so fucking badly.
We had
And then
to,
they
like,
never
round
even
up
did
ways of-
anything. The
yeah.
Contras never
Yeah, I mean,
won.
like-
The Sandinista stayed in government for
The
decades after.
Sandinistas, did they like pose any sort of threat?
Not really. The Sandinistas just because I can't remember the name of the government that was before the Sandinistas, but it was a family that was like put into power in like 1915 by Woodrow Wilson. Like it was one of the first interventions in Latin America. We sent the Marines there, overthrew whatever government they had, and put in this. We put in a like United States. We made it like a protectorate for some reason.
Yeah.
And put the United States National Guard there and the Marines in Nicaragua for a long time. And then there was like one guy who was the leader of Nicaragua. We eventually left, and it was just passed down up until the 80s of like just this family. Then or in the 70s, then the Sandinistas overthrew this government, and they didn't really do like a ton. They kind of just like wanted to bring a lot of the industry back to Nicaragua, and didn't like how much money and stuff was being just exploited by the United States.
And then like a monarchy?
Yeah, they didn't like a dictatorship. It was a very brutal dictatorship too. There was no freedom of expression. There was like any critique, you would be arrested. It was like pretty difficult.
What ended up happening?
The Contras were not successful. They kind of just like died out because they didn't. The Contras really weren't trying to take care of the government. They mostly just were trying to exploit and get money.
Yeah.
And like sell drugs and shit. And the Contras sort of just contra-revolucionar, just shit like that.
What,
Just counter-revolutionary.
where are they at right now? Then are the Sandinistas still like?
I think they got
control of
voted
the
out
government?
at some point in the 90s. There was like a referendum and the Sandinistas lost. But there has been like political turmoil in Nicaragua for a while. There's still like just issues with their government like ever since that because they like it just led to a decades-long guerrilla war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not involved anymore. I don't
Not
know.
really. I
Not
mean, as far as
directly.
I know,
Yeah.
like because we didn't really like know to the extent of the Iran-Contra affair until at least the 90s.
Yeah.
So it was like we may be doing something there now. I just don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny to think of how relatively it seems like obscure Nicaragua is to the American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The American peace, but
We tried to act like they were very crucial to American
Yeah.
stability when they didn't really like.
yeah.
One of the main things that Nicaragua did, or the Sandinistas did when they came into power, is they made like school free. They made like free
That's
healthcare and
awful,
shit.
yeah.
And, like it's horrible. They built like roads to connect the country. It's like truly terrible shit. But it was like I think it's like the Somoza government was the one before the Sandinistas, and they had basically had like a monopoly over everything.
Yeah.
It was like similar to like how the Nazis were, where it's not the state doesn't. It's like state controlled capitalism. It's like really strange, but and like it just directly benefited the United States. We got a lot of money from them. It was like we had a bunch of military bases there, a strong foothold, and like Reagan tried to argue, was like if Nicaragua falls, the Cubans will create a communist base there, and that will lead to Guatemala falling. Just the domino theory, but in a different way. And that was a big concern, especially since Cuba was still very much communist at the time.
Yeah.
And Fidel Castro was still there and yelling, as he does. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. And right on fucking 15 minutes.
Perfect
for
stand.
that, so great, yeah.
Good
Great
stuff.
topic.
Good stuff.
Good. Cheers. All right. Should I? Yeah, I'll do.
Let's just dive right into it.
Yeah. So,
You have to think of a
My-
clever segue.
speaking of like connecting like roads,
Yeah.
let's connect to this next topic.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dick Tracy. Do you guys know who Dick Tracy is?
No.
I've
Is it
heard the
like
name.
Dick Cheney?
Yeah, it's similar. Do you know who he is? No. Dick Tracy is the detective dude.
Oh.
It's like a
Like the
fictional
novel?
character.
Yeah.
He was like a detective dude, and he fought like disgusting looking like bad guys in like some like made up city.
Detroit.
It was kind of supposed to be Chicago, I think, but you know, sort of thing, like a Midwest.
This was a
city or
book?
something. It was originally like a comic strip about a detective. He fights like gross looking villains or whatever, and he has like a bunch of cool gadgets and stuff. It was released in 1931, and it was like huge for comic books or whatever, you know, one of the first big ones and whatnot. He's like this like tough dude and stuff. Like it was definitely an inspiration for like Batman and like other things like that. Like I'm gonna fix this city sort of thing. And he was, you know, known for like some of his gadgets, like specifically, and this is kind of important, it is the two-way wrist radio that he had. So he like, you know, talk through his watch in the 30s, you know. So that's like one of the first times we're getting introduced to like cool gadgets like that and whatnot. It got adapted to a radio show also in the 30s. Eventually became a live action and an animated show in the 50s. And then
At the same time?
I'm not sure if it was at the same time or not. I think it was, yeah, like roughly the same time. But yeah, there was an animated show and there was a live action show, and you know it's pretty famous. It's all over the world pretty much at this point, and even gets into like Great Britain or whatever at the time and things like that, and like people at 1953, Casino Royale, the first book that Ian Fleming wrote, right, about James Bond. Okay, and he had talked about before and was like even apparently mentioned that you know, he was like, he thought it was cool, like the Dick Tracy like watch and things like that, and like gadget watches and things. And like, you know, James Bond is also seen later in like the movies that got adapted from those books to have like all these different kind of like gadget watches and things, like the Wire watch in the second movie, From Russia with Love, and like he had the Geiger counter watch in Thunderball, and specifically this really important watch that we're gonna get back to this kind of this Seiko. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Seiko. You know that watch brand, Seiko, right? Yeah.
That's a
like
real
Seiko?
watch brand.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Seiko.
I've seen those.
You're not supposed to ask what's real.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to ask what's real, but yeah. So it's Seiko. It was specifically Seiko.
Seiko.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering if that's how to pronounce it, but yeah, Seiko.
Seiko.
I think it's French.
It's Cinco.
It's the
Cinco de-
It's Cinco.
Cinco.
It was.
Single.
It's
One.
Well, it's
So
one of them.
the
Sinphone.
well, yeah, it could be any of
Sinatra?
those
Symphony,
things,
actually.
really.
Like Frank Sinatra.
Like Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra.
It's like Sinatra.
And
Sinatra.
I'll get to Frank Sinatra later.
Okay, good.
So yeah, Seiko. This watch specifically was the Seiko 0674, and it was a pager that prints messages.
Nice.
You know, so it's like pretty similar to that like two-way
But
wristwatch.
it's really small.
Like a fax
messages.
machine?
Yeah, no, well, it
With
had
great big meanings.
it had like a thing that was attached to it or whatever. Like it was like a little
Like an
compact,
Apple
like little
Watch?
device. Yeah, it was kind of okay, and we'll get into Apple Watches later too.
Wow.
Yeah, There's-
How many watches? Is this about watches?
it's about watches and Dick Tracy and his effect on pop culture.
And Little Tracy.
And Will Tracy is also in this in some ways.
Just, you know.
That's good to hear.
So, yeah, so that watch was in The Spy Who Loved Me in 1977. But that's like one of the most famous watches from back then, right?
Oh, can I get that?
No.
All right, so now I'm moving on to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
So Dick Tracy, to you know, Ian Fleming, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, pay attention.
I am.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Obviously, you know, he's like huge for modern day physiques and things like that, like bodybuilding, and also like as a movie star or whatever. So I just want to like really point out, you know, his effect on pop culture and things like that.
think about him every day.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Oh, true.
And you know, before him, like it wasn't cool to have like huge muscles and stuff. People thought it was gross, and then all of a sudden he's doing movies like Predator and shit. And then everybody's like, okay, like you can be an action star and be absolutely massive, you know. And even today, it's like, you know, everybody is just really just trying to look like Arnold at the end of the day.
Who's a politician?
Yeah, he's a
Father.
politician.
Yeah,
One of the
governor.
definitely the
Governor.
most famous bodybuilder to ever live and
Absolutely.
ever will
Ever
live.
will, yeah.
And then also like one of
Just
the
you
most
wait for
famous
Eli.
actors ever. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so you know, he's in action movies and things like that. And specifically in the movies Commando and Predator, the watch that he wears in it is a Seiko H558-5009. Right? And he has been quoted talking about how
Wait, this is Arnold?
this is Arnold.
Is
Yeah.
that the little calculator one?
No, it's like a big fucking like chunky
Oh, okay.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a picture of it on my phone. I can that I'll pull up for you later. But like the first scene in Predator, like it's more specific in Predator, because like it's like the first scene where he comes out of the helicopter, you know, and he's got the fucking watch on his wrist.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
going
yeah,
like
yeah.
this, and he's smoking the cigar or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And he's got that huge fucking watch on. And he's quoted later, he's talking about how, like, you know, he's a huge Dick Tracy fan growing up. And also a big James Bond fan, like those gadgets and things like that. He saw that Psycho watch in the movie James Bond, and he was like, you know, it's no coincidence that he was wearing the same brand watch as Roger Moore in that James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me.
And the James Bond watch you're saying was inspired by Dick Tracy?
Yeah.
It's kind of going down
Yeah,
the
yeah,
line.
yeah. So it's going down like it's like affecting things culturally at this point. And then Psycho's like also like Psycho is like a big player in all of this too.
Yeah, I'm sure they're making bank off of it, you know?
Dude, yeah. Well, also yeah, they had like a bunch of fucking watches, and
Where is
that
is that a Japanese name or something?
I'm not entirely sure about.
There's Seiko and
Seiko.
then there's Grand Seiko. They're both European. They might be Swiss, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
They but that watch was like that watch in that movie Predator specifically was like so famous it got nicknamed the Arnie and shit like that, and they like came out with like reboots and stuff of it, like it was like a big watch or whatever, you know. And then, time carries on or whatever, and Dick Tracy is like still a thing. And they make most people know Dick Tracy from the movie in the 90s.
Oh no, it is. It is Japan.
Is it? It's a Japanese brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Dick Tracy movie that came out in the 90s is the one that, like, most people know him by or whatever. That one's, like, pretty famous. So it came out in 1990, and Psycho comes out with a watch the same year that was the Seiko message watch, or the Seiko receptor, and you could actually like get radio channels on it and things like that. And everybody's like inspired by Dick Tracy, and then like they're watching this movie and then going out and buying this watch or whatever. Like, it was huge at this time. And it used FM local radio signals to display images on its LCD screen. Or whatever, So you're like basically just like listening to the radio on it, but it's fucking sick, and everybody wanted it. And
There's a speaker too.
Yeah, like it had a speaker. Like, I don't think you could talk into it or anything, but like, yeah.
One way.
But yeah. But it's still
Getting
fucking
it out.
sick. Yeah, it was just like this little like gadget that you could have on your wrist and stuff. So after that, right? Or we'll move back a little bit to Steve Jobs, right? He's on the first cover of Time magazine in the 1980s, right? He's coming up and doing things, and then his second time on the cover of Time magazine is in 1997, right? It's talking about his return to Apple and like him, like getting back into this thing. And, he is even, like, he's said in the article in Time on this, when he was interviewed or whatever, he talks about how he was kind of influenced by, like, the functionality and sort of things, and, like, the convenience of, like the watch and things, and like Dick Tracy and like gadgets from like James Bond and stuff like that. I don't think he specifically said Dick Tracy, but James Bond was definitely mentioned. And is like moving forward to like try and like improve things like that. And obviously, and was also coincidentally in that same article, when he's on, it's like the most famous picture of Steve Jobs is when he's holding that Macintosh computer. You guys know what I'm talking about? And he's like sitting like this with his legs crossed. He's got the computer in his hand. The watch he's wearing is a Seiko. And it's the Seiko Chariot series, and it's like they did reboots of it and shit, and then that watch sold for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like his specific watch or something, yeah. And then he was even like, he was said to have actually the Seiko Receptor watch too, because he was a big fan of that sort of stuff. And then in 2007, obviously, the iPhone comes out and shit like that, and that all progresses towards like the Apple Watch and everything. And now we have like all of these people like in modern day that are like trying to look like Arnold, in like physique wise, and then like is also like fashion and stuff, like having like watches like him, like trying to look like him in different ways.
Was Dick Tracy like muscular?
Was he jacked?
No. But he had an influence on Arnold, which had an influence on the community.
I guess
So
just to
I'm
me,
kind of-
yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of connecting dots.
I see.
And then everybody, and like every superhero movie is like somebody who's really buff and they have like a cool gadget watch and things like that. And then like everyone in the
I guess in some ways he was kind of the grandfather of gadgets and gizmos.
yes, that's really what I'm getting at. Is like
way to put it.
he's like he started gadgets and gizmos and made them cool and got them to the point where like, I want to fucking be like Arnold. I want to be like buff and have a really cool watch in the gym. And now everybody has an Apple Watch or like some sort of fitness watch, and like they do their little gadgets on it.
And even now, even more than ever in the last 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it's still, like it's just made such a big impact on the community today.
I feel like it's so easy now to think of gadgets because we have so many gadgets.
Yeah.
But in a pre-gadget era, that would be really tough to be like,
Yeah.
I want a thing on my wrist that can talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be,
Exactly.
Makes sense.
and I feel like phones fall into that too. Like phones are a crazy gadget. It's like it's a little flat
Yeah,
piece
you
of
can
metal
do-
and
do a
glass
bunch of
that you
shit
can
on
see
there.
anything on.
Yeah.
You have all of the world's knowledge.
Who
On a
knows?
flat piece of glass in your
Yeah.
pocket. Like, that's insane.
And without Dick Tracy, what I'm saying is without Dick Tracy, who knows if we would even have.
That's true.
Wow.
Gadgets could have
Yeah.
went to a whole different route, or may have
it's
never
true.
spawned in the way we thought.
It's
Yeah.
true.
All because of Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, that guy.
For all those listening, for all those encapsulated, I have to take a quick break to handle something.
Okay.
So I gotta go pee.
Okay. All right.
We'll
Should
be back.
Should we wait for you?
Just keep riffing.
All right. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions?
Shit.
Sorry. Yeah, it was kind of a.
No, I liked it. I really liked the direction of
It's a
that.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's how we got here.
Why'd you pick this topic?
Yeah.
I was just like, I knew I wanted to do something with Arnold or whatever. And then I was like, kind of looking into it. And I was like, that watch is cool, da da da. And then it kind of just like led me through to all of that shit, basically.
Did you watch any
Did I
of the
get one?
movies?
Pumping Iron.
No, I am pumping iron.
I love that movie. I think about that
That
movie.
movie is
Way more.
really
more
fun.
good. Yeah.
Thanks, Trey.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I think he would love Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Arnold?
Yeah, I could see it.
Maybe. Yeah. Probably loves vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he likes whiskey.
The nicer
Really?
things.
He's
Yeah.
a nice whiskey and a cigar.
I like smoking weed. Yeah, I just wanted to do something about Arnold, really, and then it just led me down the rabbit hole, and I was like, this is really interesting.
Makes sense.
Gus,
I love
should we
Take it away.
go to
Sure.
your topic? Yeah.
So,
You gotta have a cool segue.
Yeah,
What?
you gotta put a cool
yes.
segue.
Arnold was a very big man. Very muscular, very large. And,
Some people are scared of that.
some people, some things are large.
Scared of
Let's
success.
start with the deep dark sea,
Oh.
the great vastness of space, the, things like that.
Yeah.
Very scary to a lot of people. A dark figure following you in the dark alleyway.
Uh-huh.
Maybe like the nervousness you might feel
Okay.
presenting in front of a large crowd, even being recorded for a podcast. For a lot of people, that could be very scary. What do all these things have in common? You tell me, Stan.
They're scary.
They're scary. Precisely. But yeah,
Yeah, so scary things, huh?
scary things.
Shit.
Let's hear it,
Nice.
man.
Yeah.
What's the last thing that really scared you?
The last thing that really scared
Yeah,
me.
the last thing that really got you in your, creeping in your pants.
That's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I find myself scared, like, if I eat something and I'm like, oh, there's like mold on that bread. Like, what if I get some, like, what if I die from this?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. What's the last thing that scared you?
It's a good question. I saw a video on Instagram of a guy swinging into a bridge, and I really didn't like it. I think that it really scared me.
Dude, I think I saw that same video. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's horrible.
There's a
Like,
huge
he's
spot.
swimming, and he like starts from too high and he comes around.
It was an awful idea, but I think, like not many Instagram videos scare me, but that one really got me. Like it looked
I
like,
feel like there's different kinds of scared too, like really like brief scaring,
yeah.
like a jump scare.
like a jump scare. Because I got jump scared today on accident.
How did that happen?
Dennis, our coworker, for the viewers.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
Cool.
We call him the Lion's Den. Is
Wow,
That's good.
For all those
great.
listening, Dennis.
The menace.
Yeah.
Dennis? Yeah, the Menace. Yeah, he just like spun around really quickly, and tried to get me with these, you know, or whatever. And it scared the shit out of me for some reason. But I don't like think of that as like really scary experience.
Like you kind of jumped, like you startled.
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
jumped. I jumped like really hard. My heart was like racing like right after for no reason.
What's the last thing that scared you, Stan?
I think when I was so there was an abandoned hospice building, and I think it's still there, but I haven't been there in like 2 or 3 years. I went with Isaac one time, and it was just like felt horrible in there. Like it's just a scary place to be. It's like
The one by the marathon.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like sad and like
told me.
a dreadful place to be.
Yeah, it's awful.
And there was like one room specifically really spooked me, and somebody who was like on some sort of evil drug had been living in there, and there was like just ramblings like written all over the walls and like paint, like obviously done by like a finger, and it was just like rambling about like somebody and how they're gonna like get them and how they like need to like enter their life or something. It was bizarre. There was like handprints and like smiley faces everywhere. It was like it was scary.
Yeah, really
It was
scary.
scary.
That's
There
really
was like
scary.
children's
Yeah,
books
I
in
don't
there,
like
like
that.
toys. I was like, I don't like this room, and I felt like shooken to my core, and I left. And I didn't go back.
No, the children's thing.
That freaks me the fuck out.
It's really interesting because there's like a lot of things that can go really quickly from cute to scary, like, and I feel like the line there is like very. It comes up on you very quickly. You know what's cute, what's scary, what's childish, and what is frightening. You know, like
Yeah, I would love to hear an example.
I feel
like you know yeah, like we were just saying, like children's books in that setting become scary, or like
Oh,
a doll.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's so many horror movies about dolls, like
Yeah.
children's toys, and
You could
it's
even
like,
do like a piano playing.
For
You can
sure.
go quickly from being like, oh, somebody's playing the piano to, why is that playing? That's not.
Or like nursery rhymes sort of thing.
Yeah.
like a lot of
for
those
sure.
are like fucking terrifying when
Yeah.
you actually like listen to what they're about or whatever. You know,
They're just in the
like
wrong
Ring
setting.
Around the Rosie, I guess, is about the plague or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like kids are just so like we have such a tender spot for children, and like anything involving, like the harm of little people.
yeah. And I
It's
feel like
more
horror
frightening.
movies kind of take advantage of that
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
time. You know, with like
It's an easy.
yeah, it's an easy way to create scares.
Scary.
But yeah, I don't know if any of you have seen that Vsauce video. He talks about like what makes things cute, and then there's the like valley of when something is too human looking but not
Oh,
quite.
Uncanny Valley. Yeah.
Classic.
I think I have seen that Vsauce.
I have too. That's the first time I ever
Eli,
heard about
Vsauce
that.
here.
Hey,
Yes.
Eli, Vsauce here.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of that things where it's like childish or cute things when they become like when just like one thing is out of place with it, then it kind of falls into the uncanny valley, and it's like a little too, taken out of its element, taken out of context, and then it becomes scary and unnatural.
Why are things scary? Like what?
That's a good question.
I mean,
What is scary?
I guess like
how-
evolutionarily, you could talk about it being
Yeah.
like, yeah, when there's like a bear gonna
What is
eat
it, like a
us,
tiger?
then we need to feel something to tell us to go away, you know, and then make our heart beat and to pump adrenaline so we can run away as fast as we can.
Right.
And
My
survive.
question is,
So then, yeah, like why do like little kids things?
I think not to
Like yeah,
jump in,
Yeah.
but I was just cooking up a theory about the kids one.
okay.
I think it's because like inherently a lot of people are like worried about kids themselves. And it's like if you see kids stuff in a spot where there shouldn't be kids things, I feel like you can believe that there's a kid there that is in trouble or like in danger.
Like
And,
subconsciously.
like even
Yeah.
if you're not actively
Sure.
thinking like there's a child in this abandoned building.
Yeah.
But you could be like, oh, what if there was a child here that left their stuff? Even though logically that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it just plays on like a subconscious thing.
And any
Of, like, wanting to
force
care for children.
that's like willing to hurt children.
It's like definitely
Yeah,
going to
like
hurt
morally,
you.
you know, yeah, just totally.
And I mean, evolutionarily, like the uncanny valley was kind of beneficial to us because it was like things that don't fit into the tribe. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna call us harm,
yeah.
but you want to stay away from that. You know what I mean?
People argued that it was for like dead people
Yeah.
or like the different like kinds of human at the time, like Neanderthal or something like that. You may have been like angry. I don't know.
For all those listening, getting a phone call, but it appears that the recording is still going, so we're good.
Oh, great.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have any more like?
Well,
Facts or anything like
mine. I was hoping
It would just be like a
more
free
discussion based.
Yeah,
Yeah, like so.
conversation,
I had prepared like, what are your guys' greatest fears?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's me first.
Yes.
I don't know. I really struggle with that one. I think I'm
Yeah.
like afraid
You
of a
don't
lot of
have to
small
choose
things
one.
sometimes.
You can just
but-
choose one. You don't have to choose one greatest
Like
fear.
what pops in your head, I guess.
Like I feel like I don't have any direct phobias. Like there's nothing I feel really negative towards, but just generally failure, time-related disasters, like running out of time.
Like procrastination. kind of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Quicksand, anything where I'm sinking into the ground.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty direct.
That's like
one.
very.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
like a
literal,
phobia.
I could see that one develop.
That's
Deafness, losing my hearing,
Yeah.
or sight, like any kind of vision
Like a
impairment.
loss of a sense.
Yeah, I would really. I feel like I don't know what I'd do. I you know, everyone moves on, but
It is scary.
it'd be really tough. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah. I mean,
You want to?
My greatest fear for sure is that all of my insecurities are real. And like I
Yeah,
should have
yeah.
been worrying about those things.
It's an existential
Yeah,
threat.
yes.
I think that's fear itself almost.
Yeah. You hit the root fear.
Yeah.
You just have the fear.
Yeah, I just have fear, I think.
I feel like it's like
You just scared.
That is anxiety.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Like that's the worst. That's the worst
Yeah.
possible thing that could ever happen. I feel like
Yeah.
in life. You know,
but
it's
I don't think that would ever happen to anybody.
No.
No, but like
And
for
the
some
rationing
reason,
being tough,
but
though.
for some
Yeah.
reason, I say, yeah, you know, it's definitely.
You know what I mean? Because it's like everybody can pick out their flaws better than anyone else can. You know?
Right.
Just
yeah.
you wait.
Just, yeah, so
Just you wait for what's gonna
Yeah,
happen to Eli.
Stan's pretty good though.
when Stan
I've
gets
been
to clowning
practicing.
us, he touches sore spots.
Yeah.
Sometimes you guys need it.
When you had the clown coin, I'm scared.
It's bad.
That's the thing I'm scared
Yeah.
of the most is the fucking.
Luckily,
clown
we
coin.
lost that
Is
fucking
Stan
coin
with the
on
clown
island.
coin?
That's why. That's a scary
That's a
one.
monster you don't want to mess with.
And my biggest fear is having it. I'm scared
Yeah.
of what I might do.
You're scared of the power.
Scared of yourself.
It's beautiful.
Gus, what is your biggest fright?
I'd say like, kind of well, kind of on a superficial level, like health is like really
Yeah,
scary.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you were saying, like
Yeah.
losing your any sort of sense
Anything,
or like
yeah.
or any sort of like degenerative disease, like dementia or something.
That is
like,
terrifying.
like yeah, or like being paralyzed, like
Yeah,
being
that'd be really-
paralyzed scares the
really
shit out of me. Like that would
Yeah,
be
both
like
those are awful.
horrible. Or like, have you ever heard of like locked in syndrome, where you're like paralyzed full body, like
Yeah,
you
that's
can't blink
Lock
or talk.
in
Yeah.
Locked
syndrome.
because you're locked in your brain, like you're
Oh,
fully
yeah.
aware of everything that's happening,
That's horrible.
but you can't move a muscle.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Like ALS.
You hear about people having that on anesthesia,
Yeah.
like a surgery. Like their brain didn't get the anesthesia necessarily, but they can't move their entire body or say anything, but they can feel themselves getting surgery done on them.
Wow.
And there's like nothing they can do about it. Usually, I think like
I've never heard of that.
I think doctors can tell though. I think they can like
Yeah.
they like kind of know.
But like
somehow.
sometimes we make
They're just like
Sometimes.
this guy's trying to fool me.
Faker.
He's still awake.
He wants more.
He just wants this motherfucker just wants another hit. But that one's really scary.
that might have unlocked a new fear for me.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's
Yeah.
not fun to think about that one.
Yeah.
That's a very solid pick.
Well,
yes.
also heights. I'm pretty scared of
Heights.
heights. Like I can get over that one, and I try to
I'm
go
not-
up on high things, but like it really scares me for sure.
I think the adrenaline kind of levels it off. Like it is scary, but
I
it's so
agree.
fun
I
to
don't-
be on high things.
Like it is kind of scary, but I'm not too scared of heights.
When we were climbing Silver Mountain or whatever, and we were on that ledge, and there was that one point that was like so steep.
Yeah.
I remember
that was
me
pretty
and Bowser
Yeah,
just went
Bowser
the
was like,
other
I'm
way.
not doing that.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was shaking like
Oh,
so
man.
bad. I was like actually shaking so bad just like being anywhere near it, you know?
Yeah.
But and I was so glad that he said something because I was just gonna do it and I was gonna be like, oh my god, I guess I'm gonna do this. And then he was like, I don't think I could do this. And I was like, thank God you
Yeah.
said something,
Yeah,
Bowser.
somebody
We
else.
And
walked
there's like
away.
also there's like a difference between like being scared like you kind of as an emotion and being
Yeah.
scared like in terms of your nervous system like
Yeah,
totally.
For
like
sure.
I don't like I
It's,
feel like
it,
there's
just,
a-
it feels completely different.
but like I was at the eye doctor once, like the optometrist, and I got my eye pressure measured or something.
Yeah.
And they like have to touch something to your eyeball, and like it happened. And I remember like I wasn't thinking about it. Like I didn't like feel the emotion of scared. Like I felt completely fine, but then I ended up like actually passing out.
Oh my gosh.
But like I didn't like I wasn't scared. Like I didn't think I was scared. And then they were like, yeah, like sometimes like it happens where they touch your nerve,
just pass
like they
out.
touch your eye, and then it can strike a nerve in your nervous system, and it like
so scared to your
makes you-
core.
It scared it did scare you to the core.
It makes your like blood pressure drop. Like
That's
it's called the
insane.
vagus nerve, which is like your
Wow.
like central like,
That's crazy.
and it makes you like scared like physiognomically like
Yeah, like you are
rather than a.
You're physically scared.
Yeah, but like I remember like because I passed out like 5 minutes later because it like
Oh my
took
God.
time because I was like
Wow.
still talking to the doctor like normal like right after I was like, you know.
I think
Pressured.
when I was little, I had a sty that was like chronic, like it would not go away. So they had to do a shot through the inside of my eyelid, like going under my eye, and I think that might have been that's like in some of my scariest memories. Like I think about it
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
horrible.
Like doctors try to get a shot at my eye, but I think it's it's just so scary to think about.
I think for the physical fright, there was only one time where I was like, it was like really fucking horrible. It was when I went to Arizona and I like rock climbed on like an actual like cliff. It was 120 feet up, and I thought like we were gonna go down to the bottom and just like climb up it. But the dude who was doing it was like, yeah, so we're gonna start with a rappel down. And I really didn't want to do it. And I was like, this does not sound fun at all. Like the setup was like this dude was holding, like it was tied to like a rock, like he wasn't scared of like the rope coming undone, but the guy had to hold it. He had to hold the rope and like let you down.
Yeah.
And you're hooked
Holy
down by your
shit.
like your waist with this like clip. And it's your choice to go how fast.
Wow.
It's your grip strength and you go. Just stroke it up and down until you come. But that's about where it's at. And you let it rope through this hole.
You just go like this and you fuck him.
Just let go. And you just let
Up to
go.
you how fast
It's
you
up
go.
to you. That's the worst part. That's the scariest part. But it's like I was shaking so fucking bad, and my like part of my hand was like burnt because I was holding onto the rope so tight.
Yeah.
And the worst part was like you can keep your feet on it the whole time, which kind of like tricks you into thinking you're on the ground a little bit if you just don't look or like you just have your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a part where it like bulged out, and so you went down it, and then you just free fall. You're like just hanging,
Oh my god.
and it's nothing below you, like 100 feet down. and that's like a ledge, and then a bigger drop that I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually fucking
And
terrifying.
The only reason I did it is because my mom did it. She did it first, and I was like, shit, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
She really did it once, and she's like, fucking, I paid for us to do this. And she did it, and I did it, and Chase chickened out.
Did she
Chase is my brother.
Brothers.
Chase is my brother.
This is my brother.
Yeah, I feel like that's another aspect of fear is like, I feel like there's two sides of the spectrum. Like either you have no control over a situation and that's scary, or you have like too much control and it becomes like.
It's like I feel like I could mess it up at any second. I don't think I would. I think it would just like lock.
Yeah.
But it was like, you don't want to figure it out. You don't want to find out if it catches you. Yeah. Physical
Well,
threat.
I mean,
Shoot, scary
I think
stuff.
that's time,
yeah.
hey, yeah, good. That's fun. I like the freeform.
Discussion.
Yeah, I appreciate the
Freeform
vulnerability.
discussion, Oh yes, of course. We dug deep. And we learned some things about ourselves.
Yes.
I think. You know.
I think now that I've been, shooken and scared, I like to talk about something a little happier. Playing games, making friends.
Great
Yeah.
segue.
Great segue.
And one of my favorite games is Catan, or the Settlers of Catan. And I think the part of Catan that I have the most fun doing is talking to the other people and trying to bargain, trying to slip in
Yeah.
sneaky deals,
This is the most fun.
And I think that, it really correlates. Like, you have to kind of build a relationship in the game, like how you would kind of court a friendship, or maybe an early romantic partner. I think the beginning of the game,
You're damn right. Yeah.
it's important
It
to make
is.
friends.
And
Yeah,
it
Sure.
feels the same deep
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
And I
It's
feel
like-
like in
yeah, like
Catan, when you're like public enemy number one, you know it. Like
You know it,
everybody's after
And
you.
that's also kind of a fun feeling
yeah.
because it's not real, but also like I'm gonna be a huge dick.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's fun.
you get to play the villain, but before that, I think you gotta woo a little bit, right?
Right.
You're always going for value, but I think to be able to gain friendship and try to add one or two people to your side is probably the most important tip you could have for surviving the entire game, because the value you can get out of the economy is so much better than anything you could do completely on your own.
Yeah. Wow.
Like when you guys meet a new person, like say you're at the grocery store, like what do you like? Do you guys ever talk to random people? I feel like I never talk to complete strangers.
I don't really talk to complete strangers.
I talked to someone at the grocery store yesterday.
Really?
Well, they came up to me first. I was getting flowers for my girlfriend, and this guy came up to me and was like, "They're for me," and I
That's great.
I pretended to be like give it to him. And,
Oh my God.
And then he was like, I'm just kidding.
I last time I talked to a random person, it was a homeless guy. His name, and he was like, "I know you guys." And
He clowned Eli.
yeah. So basically, long story short, his name's Flacco, and then Gus goes, "That's crazy because Eli's name is Flacco too." And then I think he just noticed me for the first time then, and looked over at me and goes, "Bald-headed ass," and I didn't even know what to say, I just said "what the fuck" over and over again. It's actually what the fuck. And then he kept doing it as we were walking away. He was still laughing and still yelling at me. Some homeless guy. So yeah, I'm never talking to strangers again. Sorry, go ahead.
I love talking to strangers.
I feel like it takes a certain kind of person to talk to random people. I don't know. I think I was thinking about this because I talked to this odd guy at the grocery store 2 days ago, who I think was trying to sell me on a multi-level marketing scheme. He kept asking me if I wanted to make passive income and where I went to the gym. So I don't really know what he was going for. Oh no.
And you played Catan with him eventually?
No, but it made me think about Catan. And I was so bored in the conversation about his passive income that I was thinking about how does this relate to Catan? I think there's a few major stages for any victory, but also just any game. And it's going to be like teamwork, and then eventually you're going to have a massive split.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to have a split to come back together and win at the end. But I think it's being strategical and when that happens. And I think it's important to separate that from relationships. You know what I mean? Like it's more important to be emotional. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know. I have no idea where I'm going with this right now. But
Yeah, but like sometimes you do need to know when to split, and you have to take logic into account. And like this guy's, you're trying to be, you're trying to schmooze, like in the beginning of a game maybe, and then you realize, oh, actually, I don't need any of this guy's stuff that he has, and then you go, I'm cutting this off,
Purely transactional.
Yeah, it's purely transactional, and then you're like, oh yeah, like I don't give a fuck about your passive income bullshit that you're telling me about. Like, so actually, like I'm gonna just end this conversation here.
You have
and
more
walk
used
away.
to it.
yeah.
And that, yeah.
I think I have a hard time appreciating like time for what it is. You know what I mean? For like the ethereal nature of like just being able to be in the moment versus like comparing it to work that needs to be done. Do you guys think that is a problem that's increasing in our modern day? Is there anything we can do to stop it, to change it?
For sure. I mean, like, whatever. Everyone talks about grind culture or whatever. Like,
Say
who
it
cares?
again. I wasn't paying attention. I'm being so for real.
Like, do you think we spend too much time being productive or not enough time being productive?
too much time being productive.
That's what
You
I
think
agree.
so?
I think too
But
much
then what do you do with the rest of your time?
leisure,
Play.
play, do
Yeah,
some sports, walk around,
make art.
talk to.
Yeah.
Maybe then you would talk to more random people because
That
you
is
have
true.
more time.
Yeah.
But is it benefiting you? Do you like? I don't know. I feel like at a certain point, like it's so hard to be able to balance. You know what I mean?
I guess like I'm thinking about productive, like kind of in the modern sense of like making money and working at your job, whereas like
Yeah.
so things like
Well,
making art.
but yeah, it
and
depends
It is
on how you
that's
define it.
productive.
For
fun,
yourself, yeah.
like yummy food for you, like that's productive. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the way I was thinking about it. Too.
What do you think? What are like key signs in your day that you're living in the moment? I was thinking about
I'm
this.
not sure.
I feel like maybe not worrying about what you're gonna do next.
Yeah. But anything. So
Let you know you're living now.
I think if
I
you're
was
just
playing disc golf.
if
and
you're just
I-
not thinking about anything else than what you're doing, then you're probably just living in the moment.
Yeah, that's true. Is there anything for you guys? I was playing disc golf,
though, yeah.
and yeah, I was thinking like, wow. Honestly, anytime that I'm playing disc golf, I feel like I'm seizing the day. If anything,
Yeah.
Well, what are things that make you feel like you're seizing your day?
I feel like when I want to feel like I'm in the moment, I just like when I'm staring at something,
Okay, yeah.
like I just like
Deep thought about it, or just looking at it?
just like staring at it and like trying to see everything that I can.
yeah. Like inspection.
I do that all the
You're
time.
inspecting
Like,
something.
if I'm like, I feel like I'm not living in the moment
Yeah.
enough. Me too. I'm like, okay, maybe I should just stare at something and try and see as much as I can.
Really, I think that is so because I feel like I usually try to, if I feel like I'm not, like if I'm distant from myself, I try to think of like a new idea, which is totally the opposite of that. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of something different from what's directly in front of me. But if like that's such a good idea to like just fully,
Because I feel like
Appreciate.
we look at things, but we don't stare at them.
don't be staring.
Word. Ghost, have you ever found something more than you thought you would when you were trying to see as much as you can?
It's so good. That's some wisdom.
For all those listening, just give it a try.
Yeah, I feel like laughing, I think, is probably a good sign of
Yeah.
living in the moment.
Yeah.
Because when you're
Quintessential.
laughing, like
Yeah.
you can't really think about anything else other than what the fuck you're laughing at. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got any jokes? Any funny shit?
This isn't a comedy podcast.
How does the
It's
penguin build
it's
his
about
house?
thinking.
Iceberg.
It glues it together.
Yes.
That's good.
Maybe that should be somebody's topic, jokes.
So
Yeah.
so what are you saying, Caden?
Yeah, wait. So, but do you feel like you're in the moment when you're playing Catan? Is that-
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that's what I was trying to come back to. Like, I
Right.
feel like Catan, the small nature of it makes it so easy to really be able to dive in and investigate what's happening. And I feel like it's so fun to be able to break down because it can bring so many things to scale. But then blowing things back up, like I think it's hard to sometimes make those connections. So it's better to have small things to attach to.
Sure.
But yeah, there's all kinds of expansions for Catan.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. I recently found some on Facebook Marketplace, which I was super excited about.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I've been playing all those different Catan games.
Yeah, I need to play more. I really only played it like 2 or 3 times with you.
a lot of fun.
and Tommy. I think it's
Yeah.
also sick that you'll just go to Waldo's and play that before anybody shows up at like 7.
Yeah, I think it's a really good move because then you get
Waldo's is a bar that's right next to our house. I mean, it's not next to our house, but like you know,
It's
like,
as close as a bar could be next. Like, yeah,
Nah,
it's like a block. I mean, it's really close.
you're doxing us.
Oh,
And for those who are
It's
watching,
just like
not the
anywhere,
Waldos
like
you're
our
thinking
house
of, it's
could
the
be-
other Waldos.
Yeah,
For those who are watching.
we're in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
right.
Yes, that Waldos.
I thought you were gonna get way more technical into like Catan
What
strategies.
Catan is? Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
feel
think
like-
everybody just knows Catan,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I feel like I can't. I feel like that's just kind of boring.
Yeah, for
But
I liked that, like, making it like a cultural thing.
sure. That was interesting.
Yeah, so,
Interesting take on Catan.
yeah,
really
I
good.
feel like I totally lost the point in
No.
some juncture.
That was great.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's your take on what you got from Catan is reminiscent of how Gus tries to look at something and see every part of it. Try to see every part.
You saw
Yeah,
every
you-
part of Catan. You,
You
looked
sat
hard
and
at
thought about
Catan.
Catan and thought about every part of it. So everything's connected to
And
what
that's
we
what-
didn't understand.
I
That's what
feel
this
like
podcast is about.
I've played like Pathfinder once, but like I feel like Dungeon and Dragons seems a lot of fun in like the same way.
Oh,
Where-
I totally agree.
Especially
I do like
just because it's like
Dragons and
you actually just are making everything up. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I feel like
think it really
that
feels
is kind of
that
scary though. Like the open endedness.
Goes back to the fear.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's straight
Is that
fear
something
to
you're
me.
scared of?
Yeah, because I feel like rules give good bound. Like
Yeah,
it
you have
helps
too
you.
much control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Stan in his situation with the repelling.
Oh, exactly. Oh my god.
So it is scary.
Wow.
It's all connected.
It's a full.
It's all connected.
And also
full
repelling,
circle.
you have to use gadgets.
Yeah, you need a gadget that goes like this and control how much of it you want.
And then this is just like the
The guns, those are gadgets.
Yeah, the Sandinistas did that.
The Sandinistas had gadgets.
Yeah, guns are
Guns.
Guns are
gadgets.
gadgets.
And they probably had to like climb through mountains and whatnot to
Wow.
get their cocaine around.
Yeah. It's a small world we live in.
That's
But
that's
big.
just what this is about.
Now we have to now we got to do a freestyle. This is
About
our new
everyone's
thing.
topic, yeah.
We
I
freestyle
don't
about
wanna
the
do
topics
that.
at the end.
I don't want to freestyle.
All right, I guess we don't. I guess
I
we
guess
don't.
we
I would
yeah,
do
did we
that.
not tell you about
A
this?
freestyle.
Yeah, sorry, we did. Yeah, we were just saying that kind of, but we thought it'd be kind of fun if everybody like freestyle,
Like about
rapped
someone
about-
else's topic.
about all the
Yeah.
topics, but you can't say anything about yours.
But you have to you only need a couple bars.
Yeah,
You see, Gus, but that's what scares me the most. I never got to share. Those who are listening, I never got to say what scares me the most. It's
Oh.
freestyling.
Wow.
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 Yeah,
Sorry.
This could be like a fear factor thing.
dude,
You could face it.
this feels just the same as rappelling down the mountain.
Dude, this is
I'm
just
doing the exact same
freestyling
thing.
is literally just like
Freestyling.
this.
It's
Just
just,
like that.
like this, guys.
And I get to pick my pace.
I get to go exactly how fast I go.
Alright, well, I don't know. Should we just end it there? Wait, last time we voted on who had the best topic.
Oh yeah.
Should we also who we think had the best topic? I think that the Catan topic was my favorite one actually.
Yeah. I'm voting for Caden too. I liked those
Yeah, that
questions.
was a good one.
I'm voting for fear. I liked
The
fear
scary
factor.
things was a good
yeah.
topic.
And it brought up good
Yeah.
stories too. I liked the
Yeah,
fear.
there were some stories.
Caden, you got a clean sweep. I chose yours.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
wow.
I felt
Thought-provoking conversation.
great about that, but
Yeah, great to have you as a guest.
Yeah, thank
too.
you guys so much for
Yes.
having me on this
No,
good
yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
I didn't mean
you
to
killed it.
reveal that
You killed
location
it.
of your house.
Yeah.
I hope to hear more episodes soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have you back again.
Thank you. Thank you.
We only
I'd
got
like to
so
see
many
new
people
guests
that'd be
too,
on.
though. Yeah.
I mean, we want to too, but I don't know, just nobody's available
Glorilla,
really.
please
We
text
had
us.
something to do
Yeah,
for
Glorilla.
outro.
I mean, we're
Yeah, let's get some shout outs.
What do we
Who
do for
could
the
be on the
outro?
podcast?
for the outro.
Remember, we did something in the last episode, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna do that every time.
Is it a song?
No, it was like something. It was like something you say.
Oh.
It was like, catch you later. But it wasn't that.
Yeah, it was
Something
some-
ask.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
But we can invent something new, I guess.
Or we'll just edit it in.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know?
I like that.
We'll listen to
Just
the
put
end of the last
exact-
podcast and
yeah.
then edit that in. Yeah. But yeah,
Awesome.
Glorilla, we'd
What
still
if-
love to have you.
What if
on
we
the
ended
podcast.
it with
Please
a minute
reach out
of
to us.
silence?
I can just look at what
A
it
minute
is
of
now.
silence for
We
the
could have a
Mujahideen.
yeah, we could have a minute of silence for the Mujahideen.
All right, starting now. That was a minute.
All right, folks.
Bye.